As the sun dips ever lower on the horizon, a profound transformation sweeps across vast stretches of the planet. The world exhales, and a hush settles over the land, a silence so deep it seems to swallow every sound, save for the whisper of wind over snowdrifts and the distant call of a lone owl. Winter arrives not with a gentle whisper, but with an icy grip that seizes the land, transforming vibrant forests and meadows into a realm of white silence. Trees stand cloaked in frost, their branches heavy with snow, while rivers slow and freeze, their surfaces glazed with shimmering ice. In the far north, across the endless Arctic tundra, and in the immense untouched wilderness of Antarctica, winter is the ultimate test. Here the land stretches unbroken, a vast expanse of snowfields and ice, where the horizon blurs into a pale, frozen sky. The air itself becomes a living thing, so cold it bites at exposed skin, so crisp it sparkles with every breath. Snowflakes drift and swirl, catching the faint sunlight and scattering it in a million tiny rainbows across the ice. For the creatures that call this kingdom home, winter is not a time for rest. It is a season of relentless struggle where every heartbeat is a battle against the elements and the ever-present threat of hunger. The Arctic fox, its coat now white as the snow, stalks silently across the drifts, while penguins huddle together, bracing against the howling wind. Caribou press forward, heads bowed, forging paths through blinding blizzards. The challenges are immense and unrelenting. Each day brings new trials, deep snow to wade through, icy winds to endure, and the constant search for food beneath the frozen crust. Temperatures plummet to unimaginable lows, reaching -40 degrees Celsius or even colder. The breath of every animal hangs in the air, a fleeting ghost in the frigid dawn. Food, once abundant, becomes a treasure hidden deep beneath layers of snow or locked away under thick, unyielding ice. Animals dig, scrape, and sniff, searching for the faintest trace of sustenance. The ground itself hardens, unyielding as stone, while the days shrink to mere slivers of light. Long shadows stretch across the snow, and the world is painted in shades of blue and silver. In this stark and beautiful world, only the most resilient and ingeniously adapted creatures endure. The Arctic wolf, lean and powerful, moves with purpose across the tundra. The snowy owl, silent and watchful, perches atop a drift, its eyes sharp for the slightest movement. Their stories are not merely tales of survival, but epics of adaptation and endurance. Each animal is a living testament to the power of evolution and the will to live, their lives unfolding in nature's most dramatic theatre. Beneath the snow, a hidden world thrives. Tiny voles tunnel through secret passageways, their movements invisible from above yet vital to the web of life. Above, the mighty polar bear roams the sea ice, its massive paws spreading its weight as it searches for seals beneath the frozen surface. Every animal, from the smallest to the largest, has developed a unique set of tools and strategies. Some change the color of their fur, blending perfectly with the snow. Others alter their daily rhythms, venturing out only in the dim twilight to avoid predators. Many grow thick, luxurious coats, fur so dense it traps warmth close to the skin, a living shield against the cold. Some change their behavior entirely, shifting their hunting patterns or embarking on epic migrations, crossing hundreds of miles in search of food and shelter. In this world, survival is not about brute strength alone, it is about cleverness, patience, and an intimate understanding of the frozen environment. Animals wait, watch, and seize every opportunity, their instincts honed by countless winters. The silence of the winter landscape is deceptive. Beneath the stillness, life pulses, hidden, patient, and persistent. Tracks crisscross the snow, silent evidence of nightly journeys. The faint rustle beneath the surface betrays the presence of creatures unseen. In the chapters to come, we will journey across these frozen domains, soaring above endless snowfields and delving into the secret lives of winter's most remarkable inhabitants. We will travel from the windswept plains of North America, where herds of bison and elk move like shadows across the snow, to the desolate ice fields of the polar regions, where silence reigns and only the hardiest survive. We will meet animals that not only survive the winter, but thrive in it, showcasing dazzling adaptations, from antifreeze proteins in their blood to the ability to slow their heartbeats and conserve precious energy. Their lives offer a profound insight into the resilience of nature and the intricate balance that allows life to flourish, even in the most unforgiving corners of the world. This is a journey into a place of stark beauty and incredible drama, a silent kingdom where the fight for life is at its most raw and where every sunrise brings new hope to those who endure. As winter tightens its icy grip across the vast North American plains, the landscape transforms into a boundless expanse of white, stretching as far as the eye can see. The world is hushed, blanketed in snow, and every living creature must adapt or perish. Beneath this thick frozen shroud, the life-giving grasses of the prairie lie hidden, locked away from all but the most determined. For the mighty bison, the snow is both adversary and test. These ancient giants, survivors of countless winters, face the daunting task of unearthing their only food source from beneath the relentless snowdrifts. But the bison are sculpted by evolution for this very challenge. Their massive frames and powerful muscles are not just for show. They are tools of survival. With heads broad as anvils and necks thick with muscle, each bison becomes a living snowplow, swinging its head from side to side, heaving aside the snow with slow, deliberate force. Day after day they labor, carving out patches of earth, exposing the withered but essential grasses that sustain them through the bitter months. Each swing of the head is a testament to their endurance, a battle waged against the elements. Their thick, shaggy coats are marvels of insulation, trapping warmth close to their bodies. Even as the wind howls and temperatures plunge to -30 degrees Celsius, the bison remains steadfast, enduring where others have long since retreated to shelter. Yet the bison's struggle is not a solitary one. Their relentless shoveling does not go unnoticed in this frozen world. In the bison's wake, a trail of opportunity is left behind. Enter the red fox, a creature of cunning and agility whose survival depends on reading the subtle signs left by others. The fox is not drawn by the exposed grass, for it is a hunter, not a grazer. Instead, it is the disturbance itself that calls to the fox, a signal that the snow's surface has been breached. With delicate steps, the fox explores the newly cleared patches, its senses heightened. Searching for the faintest sign of life beneath the snow, it stands motionless, ears swiveling like radar dishes, attuned to the subtlest sounds, tiny movements, the whisper of a vole tunneling in its hidden world below. The fox's patience is legendary. It waits, poised, every muscle tensed, until it pinpoints the exact location of its unseen quarry. Beneath the snow, the vole scurries through its labyrinth of tunnels, believing itself safe from the dangers above. The snow insulates, muffles, and protects, but not from the fox's extraordinary hearing. Suddenly, the fox springs into action. It crouches, then launches itself high into the air, arching gracefully before plunging headfirst into the snow. This spectacular leap, known as mousing, is a blend of instinct, skill, and acute senses, a calculated strike honed by countless attempts. In slow motion, the fox's precision is breathtaking. It lands with pinpoint accuracy, breaking through the snow's crust to seize its hidden prey. More often than not, the fox emerges triumphant, a vole clamped in its jaws, a small but vital victory in the struggle for survival. This modest meal is a treasure, packed with energy and nutrients, a lifeline in a world where every calorie counts. For the fox, a single vole is a feast. For the bison, mouthfuls of dry grass are hard-won sustenance. Each animal's strategy is shaped by its needs and abilities. Here the fortunes of the great shovelers and the clever hunters are intertwined. The bison's labor creates opportunities for the fox, forging a silent partnership in the winter wilds. Far to the north, the Arctic fox employs a similar strategy, stalking the endless tundra in search of lemmings. Here the snow is deeper, the cold more severe, but the rules of survival remain the same. The Arctic fox listens, waits, and then pounces, its white coat blending seamlessly with the snow, a ghostly hunter in a frozen world. Astonishingly, research suggests that the Arctic fox may use the Earth's magnetic field to align its leaps, increasing its chances of success when facing north. A mysterious adaptation, still not fully understood. Whether it is the bison carving a path through the snow with brute strength and determination, or the fox relying on sharp senses and nimble movements to outwit its prey. Winter is a season of strategy, where every action is a calculated move in the game of survival. In this frozen world, each animal must rely on its unique strengths and adaptations, forging its own path through the snow and ensuring that life continues, even in the harshest of seasons. In the heart of the Arctic, where the wind howls and the snow never seems to end, a remarkable creature roams the frozen expanse. Reindeer, or caribou as they are called in North America, are the true masters of this icy domain. Their silhouettes move like ancient spirits across the tundra, perfectly at home in a world that would defeat most living things. These animals are living marvels of adaptation, each feature honed by countless winters. Their thick, multi-layered fur insulates them from the biting cold, trapping precious warmth close to their bodies. Even as blizzards rage and temperatures plummet, reindeer press on, their coats forming a barrier against the relentless elements. But perhaps the most extraordinary adaptation lies within their noses, a true wonder of nature's engineering. Deep inside, a labyrinth of tiny blood vessels weaves through their nasal passages, creating a living heat exchanger. As the reindeer inhales the razor-sharp Arctic air, this intricate system instantly warms each breath, ensuring that only gentle, life-sustaining air reaches their lungs. This adaptation is not just about comfort, it is survival. The warmth protects their delicate lung tissue and keeps their brains alert, even as the world around them freezes. The reindeer's nose is also a master at conserving moisture, a precious resource in the dry, frozen air. When they exhale, the departing air is cooled, causing water vapor to condense inside the nose. This moisture is then reabsorbed, a silent, invisible process that helps the reindeer endure the constant threat of dehydration. In a world where liquid water is rare and snow is the only source, every drop matters. The reindeer's body wastes nothing, recycling what little moisture it can find. The efficiency of this system is so profound that, through a thermal camera, the reindeer's nose glows a brilliant red, a beacon of warmth in a sea of white and blue. This is the real story behind the legendary red-nosed reindeer, a tale born from the science of survival, not just myth. Yet, the wonders of the reindeer do not end with their noses. Every part of their body is a testament to the art of survival. Their eyes, large and luminous, are windows into another world, one where the sun barely rises and twilight stretches for weeks. Unlike most mammals, reindeer can see ultraviolet light. This rare ability transforms the Arctic landscape, revealing secrets hidden from ordinary sight. In the endless dusk of polar winter, this vision is a superpower. It allows them to navigate a world painted in shades of white and shadow. With this gift, reindeer can spot the faintest traces of food, the subtle outlines of lichen beneath the snow, and the hidden dangers that lurk in the silence. Lichen, their main winter food, absorbs ultraviolet light and appears dark against the glowing snow, guiding hungry reindeer to their next meal. Even the urine of predators or rivals glows in ultraviolet, warning reindeer of danger before it's too late. This heightened perception is their shield, helping them find food and avoid threats in a world where every shadow could mean survival or peril. Beneath them, their feet are masterpieces of adaptation, designed for the ever-changing Arctic ground. Each hoof is large and cloven, spreading wide to act as a natural snowshoe, distributing their weight so they glide across deep drifts. This ingenious design keeps them from sinking, allowing the herd to travel great distances in search of food and shelter. In the brief Arctic summer, their hoof pads become soft and spongy, gripping the wet, slippery tundra as they graze on new growth. But as winter returns, the pads shrink and tighten, exposing the sharp, hard rim of the hoof. With these, reindeer dig through thick snow to uncover hidden lichen and gain traction on the slickest ice. From their glowing noses to their ultraviolet eyes and all-terrain hooves, every part of the reindeer is a story of survival. In the endless winter, they are the undisputed masters of the Arctic, living proof of nature's power to adapt, endure, and thrive where few others dare to roam. In the heart of the high Canadian Arctic, where the sun barely rises in winter and the wind sculpts the snow into endless waves, a pack of Arctic wolves moves with silent purpose across the frozen expanse of Ellesmere Island. Here, in a world of perpetual cold and blinding white, these wolves are the undisputed rulers of a kingdom forged by ice and endurance. The Arctic wolf, a subspecies of the grey wolf, is a master of survival in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Their thick, snow-white coats are more than just beautiful. They are a shield against the biting cold, and a cloak of invisibility in a land where every shadow and movement can mean the difference between life and death. With each careful step, the wolves vanish into the landscape, their fur blending perfectly with the snowdrifts. This camouflage is their greatest weapon, allowing them to stalk prey unseen, ghosts in a world of silence and frost. When the time comes to hunt, the pack emerges from the swirling mist like apparitions, their eyes fixed and their bodies low, moving as one. In these moments, they are the embodiment of patience and precision, closing in on their quarry with a quiet intensity. Life here is a relentless test of endurance. The wolves rely on each other, bound by a code of cooperation that is as vital as the air they breathe. Every member of the pack has a role, from the experienced alphas to the eager yearlings, and together they form a living machine built for survival. Their main adversary is the musk ox, a creature as tough as the land itself. With its shaggy coat and formidable horns, the musk ox is a fortress on four legs, and it takes the full cunning and strength of the pack to bring one down. The hunt is a battle of wits and stamina. The wolves circle the herd, reading every movement, searching for a sign of weakness, a limp, a stumble, a moment's hesitation. There is no room for recklessness. The wolves wait, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, watching and learning, their patience as deep as the winter night. When the moment comes, the pack moves as one, each wolf in perfect harmony with the others, their strategy honed by generations of survival. They drive the herd, isolate the weak, and press their advantage with relentless determination. The wolves test the herd, darting in and out, probing for any sign of vulnerability. It is a contest of endurance, a slow and methodical pursuit that can stretch across the endless white. When a target is chosen, the chase begins in earnest. The wolves run in shifts, each taking a turn at the front, wearing down their prey with tireless persistence. This relay of pursuit is a masterpiece of teamwork. As one wolf tires, another takes its place, the pack's unity turning the odds in their favor against even the most formidable opponent. The secret to their success lies in the bonds that unite them. Every hunt, every shared meal, every playful moment in the snow strengthens the ties that hold the pack together. Communication is constant and subtle. A flick of an ear, a glance, a low growl. Each gesture carries meaning, guiding the pack through the complexities of the hunt and the challenges of daily life. These social bonds are not just for hunting. They are the foundation for raising the next generation, ensuring that every pup is cared for and protected by the entire pack. In the fleeting warmth of the Arctic summer, the alpha pair mates, and soon tiny pups emerge from the den. The whole pack becomes a family of guardians, bringing food, warmth, and protection to the vulnerable young. The pups grow quickly, learning the ways of the pack through play and imitation. Every lesson is a step towards survival, every game a rehearsal for the challenges ahead. When the long winter returns, the pack draws close, sharing warmth and strength. Their unity is their shield against the cold and the hunger that stalks the land. Life is a cycle of hunting, resting, and nurturing the bonds that make survival possible. Each day is a test and each night a triumph over the elements. But even the strongest are not immune to hardship. Injuries are common, and the frozen landscape is unforgiving. In one extraordinary case, a wolf with a severe rib injury was seen struggling to keep up, its future uncertain in the harsh Arctic wild. Yet weeks later, that same wolf was spotted running with the pack, healed and strong, a testament to the resilience of the species and the support of its family. The pack's loyalty and care for one another are as vital as their hunting skills. It is this spirit of cooperation that allows even the injured to recover and thrive. The Arctic wolf's story is one of power, intelligence, and above all, unity. In a land where the cold is constant and the night is long, it is their unbreakable social bonds and relentless determination that crown them as the true monarchs of the frozen north. In the far reaches of the Arctic, where the sun barely rises above the horizon in winter and the world is painted in endless shades of white and blue, the polar bear emerges as the silent monarch of this frozen kingdom. Each step it takes across the brittle sea, ice, is a testament to its mastery of this harsh, ever-changing landscape. The polar bear, the largest land carnivore on Earth, is inseparable from the sea ice that defines its world. Every aspect of its life, its hunts, its journeys, even its moments of rest, unfolds atop this shifting, treacherous platform. Beneath its thick, creamy fur lies a dense layer of blubber, sometimes reaching 10 centimeters in depth. This vital insulation shields the bear from the relentless Arctic chill, allowing it to endure temperatures that would freeze most creatures in moments. Yet, survival here is a daily struggle. To maintain its precious fat reserves, the polar bear must become a patient and cunning hunter, ever watchful for the faintest sign of prey. Seals, with their rich, energy-laden blubber, are the polar bear's lifeblood. The bear's existence is a cycle of searching, stalking, and, with luck, feasting on these elusive creatures. A single, small seal can sustain a bear for over a week, its blubber fueling the bear's powerful muscles and insulating it against the cold. Each successful hunt is a hard-won triumph, a moment of abundance in a world of scarcity, but the hunt is a test of patience and skill. The polar bear waits, motionless, blending into the icy expanse, its senses tuned to the faintest sound or scent. Its sense of smell is legendary, capable of detecting a seal's presence from nearly 30 kilometers away, or pinpointing a hidden breathing hole beneath a meter of snow. This extraordinary ability is the bear's greatest asset in the endless white. Hours may pass as the bear lies in wait beside a breathing hole, unmoving, its breath barely visible in the frigid air. The world around it is silent, save for the distant groan of shifting ice. Then, in a heartbeat, the stillness shatters. The bear explodes into motion, striking with astonishing speed and force, hoping to seize its quarry before it vanishes beneath the ice. More often than not, the hunt ends in disappointment. Only 1 in 20 attempts is successful, and the bear must rise, shake off the snow, and begin the search anew, driven by hunger and the unyielding demands of the Arctic. Far to the south, across the globe, another icy realm stretches to the horizon. Here, in the heart of Antarctica, a different story of endurance and adaptation unfolds. The Weddell seal, sleek and silver, makes its home on the frozen continent. Its life is a delicate balance between the world above the ice and the mysterious depths below. For the mother Weddell seal, the arrival of her pup marks the beginning of a race against time. In just a few short weeks, she must prepare her offspring for the challenges of independent life in this unforgiving environment. The pup, wide-eyed and curious, is born with a brain already 70% the size of an adult's. This head start allows it to absorb lessons quickly, learning the ways of the ice and water with remarkable speed. The mother's first lesson is the most crucial, guiding her pup to the water's edge, encouraging it to slip beneath the surface and discover the world below the ice. Though the water is frigid, it offers shelter from the biting winds above and is rich with the fish and squid that sustain the seals. Here, the pup learns to swim, to dive, and to navigate the labyrinth of ice. Mastery of the breathing holes is essential. The pup must learn to find these precious gateways to the air, to hold its breath for long stretches, and to evade the silent threats that lurk in the deep like the swift orca. As the ice thickens, the Weddell seal's teeth become tools of survival. With rhythmic determination, the seal files away the encroaching ice, keeping its breathing holes open against the relentless freeze. The mother's milk, astonishingly rich at 60% fat, fuels the pup's rapid growth. In just 10 days, the pup may double its weight, its body thickening with the blubber it will need to face the cold alone. Soon, the time comes for the mother to depart, leaving her young behind. Alone on the endless ice, the pup gazes out over the frozen expanse, ready to begin its own journey, armed with the lessons of survival and the resilience that defines all life in these polar worlds. As the icy grip of winter tightens across the Arctic and subarctic realms, the land transforms into a vast white wilderness. In this frozen expanse, the great migrations begin, a breathtaking spectacle of endurance and survival, where every step is a battle against the elements and lurking predators. The caribou of North America, cloaked in thick winter coats, gather in immense herds that stretch as far as the eye can see. Their hooves crunch through the snow, leaving winding trails across the tundra. Driven by an ancient instinct, they embark on the longest overland migration of any land animal, traversing hundreds of miles in search of food and shelter from the relentless cold. The herd moves as one, a living river flowing through a world of ice and wind. Tens of thousands surge forward, their breath steaming in the frigid air, their bodies pressed close for warmth and protection. The snow swirls around them, sometimes blinding, sometimes gentle, but always a reminder of the harshness of their journey. Yet this monumental trek is fraught with danger. Shadows move along the edges of the herd, wolf packs silent and patient, their eyes fixed on the weakest among the travelers. The wolves are relentless, testing the herd's defenses, searching for any sign of faltering strength. The very young, the old, and the sick are most vulnerable. For a caribou calf, the migration is a crucible. Each day is a test of stamina and will, as it must keep pace with its mother and the herd, all while the threat of a swift, hungry predator lingers close behind. When a wolf gives chase, the snow explodes beneath pounding hooves. The calf, heart racing, pushes itself to the limit, matching its mother's stride, while the wolf closes in with astonishing speed, up to 60 kilometers per hour. The chase is a desperate, heart-pounding race for survival, where only the strongest and luckiest endure. But the caribou's greatest defense is unity. The herd moves in tight formation, a wall of bodies that confuses and deters predators. Constant movement makes it nearly impossible for wolves to single out and exhaust their prey. In this way, the majority of the herd survives, reaching the shelter of their wintering grounds, where the snow is deep but the threat of attack lessens. This ancient rhythm of migration is a testament to the resilience of Arctic life, a strategy honed over millennia to outlast both the hunger of predators and the scarcity of a frozen world. Elsewhere in the snowy wilds, winter is not a time for travel, but for fierce confrontation. On the subantarctic beaches of South Georgia, the air is thick with the roars of elephant seals. Here, the struggle is not for food or shelter, but for dominance and the right to breed. Massive bull elephant seals known as beachmasters gather on the icy shores, their bodies dwarfing all others. The beaches become arenas of raw power as these giants face off in brutal contests. Each bull seeks to control a harem of up to 60 females, a prize that comes at a tremendous cost. For 2 relentless months, the reigning beachmaster stands guard over his territory, refusing to leave even for a moment to feed. His only sustenance is the thick layer of blubber he has built up, which melts away day by day as he fends off challengers and endures the bitter cold. The battles are titanic. Rival bulls, each weighing up to 4 tons, charge at one another, their massive bodies colliding with thunderous force. Hardened chest shields and sharp teeth become weapons in these primal duels, while thick blubber absorbs the worst of the blows, acting as natural armor. The air vibrates with the guttural roars of combatants, echoing across the ice-laden shore. Each clash is a test of strength, endurance, and sheer willpower. The victor claims his harem and the chance to pass on his genes, while the defeated, battered, and bleeding retreats to the sea, his energy spent, his legacy lost for another year. These epic migrations and battles for dominance are the heartbeat of the Arctic winter. They are stories written in snow and blood, where survival and the drive to reproduce push every animal to the very edge of its endurance. In this frozen world, only the most resilient prevail, ensuring that life continues even in the harshest season of all. In the heart of winter, when the world is blanketed in snow and silence, survival becomes a test of wit, resilience, and adaptation. The frozen landscape, though harsh and unforgiving, is alive with stories of remarkable animal intelligence, each creature a master of its own survival strategy. In the vast, snow-draped expanses of Yellowstone, the daily drama of survival unfolds. Here 2 very different animals, each with their own brand of cleverness, navigate the scarcity and danger of winter with astonishing ingenuity. Beneath a veil of mist, a family of river otters thrives in a river kept warm by the Earth's hidden fires. The geothermal heat from underground geysers prevents the water from freezing, creating a rare oasis in the icy wilderness. The otters, sleek and agile, slip through the water with effortless grace, their playful antics belying the seriousness of their quest for food. These otters are consummate hunters, darting through the frigid currents with lightning speed. Their sharp eyes and quick reflexes allow them to snatch trout from beneath the ice, a feat that demands both skill and daring. Yet, the riverbank is not as empty as it seems. The otters are not alone in their winter haven. Lurking at the edge of the scene, a coyote stands motionless, its golden eyes fixed on the otters. The coyote is a silent observer, its mind working as keenly as its senses. Unlike the otters, the coyote cannot dive for fish, but it is a master of patience and opportunity, waiting for the perfect moment to turn another's success into its own. The otter's persistence pays off when one emerges with a trout so large it can barely be carried. The prize is too great to finish in a single meal, and the otter's instincts urge it to hide the bounty. With practiced stealth, the otter slips beneath the overhanging ice, tucking the fish into a secret cache. This hidden larder is a testament to the otter's foresight, a clever safeguard against the unpredictability of winter. Satisfied, the otter glides back into the river, resuming its hunt, unaware that its every move has been watched. The coyote, though unable to see the hidden fish, has been listening with unwavering focus. Its world is one of sound and scent, where the faintest noise beneath the ice can reveal a secret. Its ears, finely tuned to the subtlest vibrations, track the otter's movements with uncanny precision. The coyote's intelligence lies in its ability to interpret these clues, piecing together the puzzle of the otter's actions. Guided by sound and scent, the coyote moves in. With a swift, practiced motion, it uncovers the hidden fish and seizes the meal, dashing away before the otters can react. In this frozen world, cunning and adaptability are as vital as strength. The coyote's theft is not mere opportunism, it is a display of intelligence, a testament to the animal's ability to read its environment and outwit its competitors. Elsewhere in the snowy forest, another survivor relies on a different set of adaptations. The moose, towering and solitary, is North America's largest land mammal, a giant perfectly engineered for winter's trials. With legs as long as fence posts, the moose strides through drifts that would trap smaller creatures. Its height is not just for show, it is a passport to survival, allowing the moose to reach food that others cannot. The moose browses on the high branches of willows and birches, stretching its neck to nibble twigs and buds far above the snow line. This dietary flexibility is a key to enduring the long, barren months. When the ground is locked beneath ice, the moose turns to bark and woody stems, its powerful jaws and specialized stomach extracting nourishment from what seems inedible. Each mouthful is a triumph of adaptation, a reminder that survival is not just about finding food, but about being able to use what is available. The moose's winter coat is another marvel. Thick and dense, it shields the animal from the biting wind and snow. Each hair is hollow, trapping air and creating a layer of insulation so effective that snow can rest on the moose's back without melting. This natural insulation is a silent guardian, preserving precious body heat through the coldest nights. As darkness falls and temperatures plummet, the moose stands unflinching, wrapped in its own ingenious defense against the cold. In this frozen world, every animal is an inventor, a strategist, a survivor. The coyote's cunning, the otter's resourcefulness, the moose's resilience, each is a testament to the power of adaptation. There are no humans here, only the wild's own clever survivors, each writing their own story in the snow. In the heart of winter, the world transforms into a realm of silence and ice. The snow muffles every sound and the forest seems deserted. Yet beneath this frozen stillness, a drama of survival unfolds, unseen by human eyes. Deep within the great north woods of North America, the wood frog lies hidden, a small and unassuming creature with a secret as extraordinary as the winter itself. As the bitter cold seeps into the earth, the wood frog does not burrow deep for warmth. Instead, it remains close to the surface, exposed to the full force of winter's chill. Here, the frog surrenders to the cold, allowing its body to freeze solid, its limbs stiffening as ice crystals form within and around it. Its heart falls silent, its lungs still, and for weeks it becomes a motionless sculpture, an amphibian encased in winter's grip, indistinguishable from the frozen world around it. To the casual observer, it appears lifeless, but within, a delicate balance is maintained, a state of suspended animation where life is paused but not extinguished. The secret to this miraculous survival lies in the frog's blood, which floods with glucose, a natural antifreeze. This sugary shield protects its cells from the deadly shards of ice, preserving the fragile machinery of life through the coldest months. For weeks, sometimes months, the wood frog endures, frozen beneath the snow, while the world above is swept by blizzards and biting winds. Then, as the first warmth of spring seeps into the forest, the ice begins to melt, the frog's body slowly thaws, and the miracle of revival begins. Its heart stirs, then beats, its lungs draw in the moist spring air, and within hours the frog is alive and alert, leaping into the new season as if winter's deathly embrace had never touched it. Elsewhere, beneath a thin crust of snow, painted turtle hatchlings lie buried in their nests. They too have mastered the art of freezing, their tiny bodies enduring the long, dark months in a state of icy suspension, waiting for the sun's return. Across the winter landscape, life is paused in countless forms, frogs, turtles, and other creatures locked in a silent struggle, their bodies frozen but their will to survive undiminished. Yet not all choose stillness. In the snowy forests of Finland, the dawn brings a different kind of drama, a fierce contest played out on the open snow. As the pale sun rises, male black grouse gather in a clearing, their dark forms stark against the white expanse. This is the Lek, an ancient arena where rivals meet in a ritual as old as the forest itself. The air vibrates with their calls and the thrum of wings. Each male struts and leaps, feathers fluffed, tails fanned in a display of power and vitality. Rivalries flare as they face off, necks puffed and eyes blazing, each determined to outshine the others in this dazzling contest of strength and stamina. The tension mounts, and soon the posturing erupts into brief, furious clashes, wings beating, claws slashing, snow flying as the strongest vie for dominance. Every encounter is a test, every stare down a battle of wills. The stakes are nothing less than the future of their bloodline. The snow is marked by the scuffle of feet and the flurry of feathers as the fiercest males refuse to yield, their determination as relentless as the winter itself. As the morning wears on, the weaker are driven away, leaving a single, triumphant male standing tall amid the trampled snow. The prize is great, the attention of the watching females, who have silently judged the contest from the shadows, waiting to choose the strongest mate. For the defeated there is only solitude, their hopes for the season lost to the snow, but for the victor his genes will carry forward, ensuring that the next generation is as fierce and resilient as he, an unbroken line of survival in a world ruled by ice and endurance. In this frozen wilderness, every creature faces the ultimate test. Whether by surrendering to the cold or battling for dominance, the frozen and the fierce write their stories in the snow, tales of survival, struggle, and the relentless will to live. Beneath the unbroken sheet of Antarctic sea ice, where sunlight barely penetrates, and the world is painted in endless shades of blue and black, a realm of secrets unfolds. Here, in the silent, frigid depths, life persists in ways that defy imagination. This is a world untouched by human presence, where the mysteries of survival are written in the language of adaptation and resilience. The ocean here is a relentless, bone-chilling -2 degrees Celsius. In these waters, where fresh water would freeze solid, the salt-laden sea remains liquid, a paradox of chemistry that allows life to endure in the most unlikely of places. The high salt content keeps the water from freezing, but the balance is delicate. Every moment, the ocean teeters on the edge of transformation, a world suspended between liquid and ice. In this stable yet extreme environment, a phenomenon both beautiful and deadly emerges, a brinicle, the icy finger of death. But the brinicle is only one of the many mysteries that haunt these depths. The brinicle forms as supercooled, salty brine, denser than the water around it, seeps from the ice above and sinks, freezing everything in its path. It is a silent hunter, moving with glacial patience, indifferent to the lives it touches. As the brine descends, it creates a hollow tube of ice, a growing tunnel that snakes downward, seeking the sea floor. The process is slow, almost imperceptible, yet unstoppable. Every drop of brine that touches the slightly less salty water below triggers an instant transformation. Liquid becomes solid, and the brinicle grows inch by inch toward the ocean bed. The brinicle is a marvel of nature's engineering, a hollow spear of ice that seems to defy gravity, reaching down from the ceiling of the world. It is an icicle in reverse, a frozen finger pointing toward the mysteries that lie below, a silent testament to the power of cold. The process is almost meditative, slow, silent, and relentless. In the stillness, the brinicle becomes a symbol of the Antarctic's icy grip. When the brinicle finally touches the seafloor, its journey is not over. Instead, it begins to spread, sending icy tendrils crawling across the ocean bottom. The web of ice advances, a creeping frost that claims everything in its path, transforming the seabed into a frozen labyrinth. For the slow-moving denizens of this world, starfish, sea urchins, and countless other creatures, the brinacle is a silent predator. Their ancient rhythms, honed over millennia, are no match for the sudden advance of ice. Those caught in its path are encased in crystal, frozen in time, their stories ending in a moment of chilling stillness. They become part of the mystery, preserved in icy tombs, silent witnesses to the relentless power of the Antarctic deep. The brinacle is only one of the many secrets hidden here. All around, life has found ways to adapt. Some creatures glow with bioluminescence, sending pulses of light through the darkness, while others move with ghostly grace, their bodies built to withstand the crushing cold. In the distance, Antarctic icefish glide through the gloom, their blood clear and antifreeze-laced, a marvel of evolutionary ingenuity. Sea spiders, with legs like delicate clockwork, scuttle across the seabed, searching for food in the frozen silence. Each species here is a keeper of secrets, adaptations that allow them to thrive where few others could survive. Some produce their own light, others slow their metabolism to a crawl, and some, like the brinacle, wield the cold itself as a weapon. The story of this deep-sea mystery is not just one of danger, but of resilience and wonder. It is a tale of life's determination to endure, to adapt, and to flourish in the most inhospitable corners of our planet. In the Antarctic deep, the drama of survival plays out in silence and shadow, a spectacle of endurance and adaptation that remains hidden from human eyes, but commands our awe all the same. Add gap twos. In the silent expanse of the Arctic tundra, where snow drifts rise and fall like frozen waves, a ghostly figure glides across the landscape. The Arctic fox, cloaked in a coat of flawless white, is nearly invisible against the endless snow. This is camouflage perfected by evolution, an adaptation that makes the fox vanish into its world, predator and prey alike, fooled by its winter disguise. Gap twos. The Arctic fox is a master of survival. When the land is locked in ice and food is scarce, it relies on sharp senses and cunning hunting techniques. With ears tuned to the faintest sound, it listens for the rustle of a vole beneath the snow. In a heartbeat, the fox leaps high, diving nose first through the crust, breaking the silence with a sudden decisive plunge. Sometimes it waits patiently by the burrow of a lemming, motionless for minutes on end, before striking with unerring precision. Gap twos. But life here is about more than just the hunt. As winter tightens its grip, the Arctic fox draws close to its family, finding warmth and shelter in dens dug deep beneath the snow. These dens are more than homes. They are sanctuaries passed down through generations, hidden from the biting wind and prowling predators. Inside, the foxes huddle together, sharing warmth, their breaths forming tiny clouds in the frozen air. Gap twos. When spring finally stirs the tundra, the family expands. Tiny kits emerge, eyes blinking in the pale sunlight, their first steps tentative but curious. The adults become tireless providers, hunting and scavenging, bringing food back to the den. Playful chases and gentle nuzzles fill the brief Arctic summer as the young foxes learn the skills they will need to survive the next long winter. Gap twos. Through camouflage, cleverness, and close-knit bonds, the Arctic fox endures. Each winter it becomes a living secret, one more marvel hidden in the frozen wilds, a testament to nature's ingenuity and the quiet persistence of life at the edge of the world. Gap twos. As the Arctic sun dips low and shadows stretch across the endless white, another silent traveler takes to the sky. The snowy owl, regal and ghostly, glides on broad wings above the frozen tundra. These striking birds, with feathers as white as the snowfields below, are true nomads, restless spirits of the north. Gap twos. Each year, snowy owls embark on epic migrations, driven by the rhythms of prey and season. When the lemmings and voles of the Arctic grow scarce, The owls soar southward in search of abundance. Their journeys span hundreds, sometimes thousands of kilometers, across icy plains, boreal forests, and windswept coastlines, gap-twos. In flight, the snowy owl is a master of stealth and patience. Perched atop a lonely hummock or drifting silently above the tundra, it waits and watches, golden eyes fixed on the faintest movement below. With a sudden sweep of powerful wings, it descends, talons outstretched, striking with perfect timing and precision. Even in the harshest winter, when snow buries the land and cold bites deep, the snowy owl's keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes make it a formidable hunter. Gap-twos. But survival in the Arctic demands more than skill. The snowy owl's plumage is not just beautiful, it's an insulating shield against the cold, layered for warmth and camouflaged against both predator and prey. In the brief summer, these owls raise their young on the open tundra, building nests on the ground, sheltered only by the vast sky. Here, the next generation learns to hunt, to fly, and to endure, preparing for a life defined by movement and change. Gap-twos. Through endless cycles of migration, the snowy owl remains a symbol of resilience and grace. A living echo of the Arctic's wild heart, forever in motion, forever at home on the edge of the world. Yap-twos. While the surface of the Arctic is a realm of snow, wind, and wandering hunters, a very different world exists just below the ice. Here, beneath thick, shifting sheets of frozen water, is a secret kingdom, one rarely seen by the creatures above. Gap-twos. In this cold blue twilight, life persists against all odds. Strange, translucent fish drift slowly through the frigid water, their bodies specially adapted to survive, where temperatures plunge well below freezing. The Arctic cod, for example, produces a natural antifreeze in its blood, preventing deadly ice crystals from forming, a remarkable adaptation that lets it thrive where most others would perish. Gap-twos. Along the underside of the ice, tiny amphipods and copepods cling to the frozen ceiling. These miniature scavengers feed on algae that bloom in the brief summer sunlight, forming the base of a delicate food web. Their presence attracts larger hunters, like the graceful, ribbon-like Arctic skate and the mysterious, slow-moving Greenland shark, one of the longest-living vertebrates on Earth. Gap-twos. The invertebrates of this hidden realm are just as extraordinary. Sea angels with their fluttering wings glide through the water in search of prey, while spiny sea spiders crawl across the seabed in slow motion. Even in complete darkness, some creatures create their own light, using bioluminescence to attract food or evade predators. Gap-twos. Here, every life is a testament to endurance, and every adaptation is finely tuned to the cold. There are no human footprints, no echo of engines, only the gentle pulse of currents, the flicker of scales, and the silent ballet of survival playing out beneath the ice. Gap-twos. In the hidden Arctic Ocean, life endures where it seems impossible, reminding us that even in the most extreme environments, the planet's mysteries are far from frozen. Gap-twos. While the Arctic's icy landscapes may seem barren at first glance, a closer look reveals a tapestry of resilient life clinging to the rocks and soil. Here, lichens and mosses, often overlooked and rarely celebrated, play a crucial role in sustaining the entire ecosystem. Gap-twos. Lichens, a remarkable partnership between fungi and algae, paint the tundra in shades of green, yellow, and orange. They are among the first living things to colonize bare stone, slowly breaking it down and creating the beginnings of fertile ground. Mosses, with their sponge-like texture, trap moisture and insulate the earth, providing tiny pockets of warmth even in the coldest months. Gap-twos. For Arctic animals, these humble plants are lifelines. In winter, reindeer and caribou scrape through the snow to reach lichen, their primary food source when almost nothing else can grow. Lemmings burrow beneath mossy blankets, finding both shelter and sustenance during the long, dark winter. Gap-twos. These green guardians also support insects and invertebrates, which in turn feed birds and small mammals. By holding the soil together, lichens and mosses prevent erosion, helping to anchor the fragile tundra against the harsh Arctic winds. Gap 2s. Though they grow slowly, sometimes taking decades to spread just a few centimeters, lichens and mosses are the foundation of life in the Arctic. Without them, the great migrations and daily struggles for survival would falter. In this frozen world, it is often the smallest and quietest forms of life that make all the difference. Gap 2s. As the sun dips below the horizon and the Arctic is draped in endless night, a new world awakens, one not seen but heard. The frozen silence is broken by an orchestra of mysterious sounds echoing across the snow and ice. Gap 2s. High above, the haunting calls of snowy owls float through the darkness, their voices carrying for miles on the still, frigid air. Far below, the soft chittering of Arctic foxes weaves between the wind, each sound a secret message to others of their kind. Gap 2s. Beneath the ice, Weddell seals sing intricate songs, complex patterns of whistles and trills that travel vast distances underwater. Scientists believe these melodies are more than just calls. They are vital for navigation, finding mates, and establishing territory in a world where sight is useless. Gap 2s. Even the mighty polar bear communicates through low rumbles and huffs, vibrations that can be felt as much as heard. These subtle signals warn rivals, reassure cubs, or announce a presence in the deep Arctic night. Gap 2s. But not all voices are familiar. Sometimes eerie creaks and groans echo as the sea ice shifts and cracks, nature's own music marking the restless movement of the frozen sea. Gap 2s. For the creatures of the Arctic, sound is survival. In the darkness, each cry, song and whisper is a lifeline, connecting, warning and guiding. The Arctic night, far from silent, is alive with voices, each one a thread in the tapestry of this mysterious frozen world. As the Arctic tilts away from the sun, the landscape transforms. Summer's fleeting warmth fades, replaced by a relentless cold and darkness that stretches for months. For the wildlife that calls this place home, survival depends on preparation and resilience. Gap 2s. Caribou gather in vast herds, their coats thickening into dense, insulating armor against the biting wind. They dig tirelessly through deep snow, searching for hidden lichens, nature's buried treasure, while calves stay close to their mothers for warmth and protection. Gap 2s. Arctic foxes, once russet and brown, don their winter camouflage, coats turning a brilliant white to blend seamlessly with the snow. They cache food during the brief summer, hiding scraps in the ground, and return to these frozen stores when prey grows scarce. Gap 2s. Deep beneath the snow, lemmings carve out intricate tunnels, insulated from the bitter cold above. Here they feed on roots and stems, safe from most predators, their secret lives hidden until the thaw. Gap 2s. Meanwhile, polar bears roam the ice, relying on fat reserves built up during the hunting season. Mothers prepare dens in snowdrifts, where they will give birth and shelter their tiny cubs from the harshest weather. Gap 2s. Even the smallest creatures adapt. Arctic hares change their fur, snow buntings migrate south, and ptarmigans burrow into snowbanks to escape the wind. Gap 2s. In the Arctic, every animal is a master of timing. As the seasons shift, so do their strategies, each one perfectly tuned to the rhythms of light and dark, warmth and cold. It is a constant cycle of endurance and renewal, where only the most resourceful survive. Gap 2s. The long winter is unforgiving, but for those who are prepared, it is not just a challenge, it is a way of life. In the Arctic, adaptation is the key to survival, and every creature plays its part in this extraordinary seasonal dance. In the endless white of the Arctic, every life is woven into a fragile tapestry, a dance between predator and prey that has unfolded for millennia. Here, survival is never guaranteed, and each encounter shapes the destiny of both hunter and hunted. Gap 2s. A lone Arctic wolf pads silently across the snow, its keen senses tuned to the faintest movement. In the distance, a herd of musk oxen huddles together, their circle of horns forming an unbreakable shield around their young. The wolves test the herd, seeking weakness, but the musk oxen's unity is their greatest defense. Gap 2s. Above, a snowy owl glides low over the tundra, eyes fixed on the scurrying lemmings below. For the owl, a single meal means survival. For the lemmings, their numbers and cunning tunnel networks are their shield against extinction. Gap 2s. On the shifting sea ice, a polar bear waits patiently by a seal's breathing hole. Hours may pass in silence, but when the seal surfaces, the bear's swift strike can mean the difference between life and starvation. Yet for every hunt that succeeds, many more fail, ensuring that the balance remains. Gap 2s. This struggle is not one of cruelty, but of necessity. Each predator's hunger shapes the prey's vigilance, each prey's escape hones the hunter's skill. The strong, the swift, and the clever survive, passing on their legacy to the next generation, as Gap 2s. In the Arctic, this equilibrium is sacred. Too many predators, and the prey vanish. Too few, and the land is overrun. It is nature's ancient contract, maintained by instinct, adaptation, and the unspoken rules of survival. Gap 2s. Here, every life depends on another. The Arctic's fierce beauty is born from this balance, a perpetual dance where survival is shared, and the fate of one is bound to the fate of all. Across the frozen tundra and windswept shores, birds defy the Arctic's bitter cold with ingenious adaptations. Meet the ptarmigan, a master of camouflage. As winter descends, its plumage shifts from mottled brown to pure white, blending seamlessly into the snow. But the ptarmigan's secrets don't end there. Dense, feathered boots cover its feet, acting as natural snowshoes and insulation against the icy ground. Nearby, ivory gulls glide on frigid winds, their keen eyes scanning for scraps left by polar bears or seals. In a world where food is scarce, nothing goes to waste. Gulls are opportunists, scavenging, foraging, and sometimes even snatching frozen fish from beneath the ice. Their bodies are built for endurance, with a higher metabolic rate that fuels them through endless Arctic nights. Even in the harshest storms, these birds find shelter in snowdrifts or rocky crevices, conserving precious energy. Their hearts beat faster, their blood carries more oxygen, and their feathers trap warmth close to the skin. Every adaptation honed for survival in a world where the cold is relentless, and the next meal is never guaranteed. In the silent white wilderness, ptarmigans and gulls remind us resilience is born from necessity, and every wingbeat is a testament to the power of adaptation. Beneath the snow's silent surface, a hidden world thrives, one rarely glimpsed, yet vital to the Arctic's fragile web of life. Here, among frost-laced moss and beneath rocks glazed with ice, Arctic insects wage their own battles against the cold. Meet the Arctic woolly bear caterpillar, a true marvel of endurance. As temperatures plummet, it freezes solid, its body laced with natural anti-freeze. For most of the year it lies dormant, its heart slowed to a near stop. Each fleeting summer it thaws, feeds, and grows, inch by patient inch, before freezing again. This cycle continues for up to 14 years before it finally transforms into a moth, a testament to patience and resilience. Nearby, springtails, tiny jumping insects, huddle in the damp shadows. Their secret weapon, a unique protein that prevents lethal ice crystals from forming within their cells. As the sun briefly returns, they spring to life, feeding on microscopic algae and helping to recycle the nutrients that sustain larger Arctic creatures. In this miniature kingdom, beetles, midges, and spiders have all evolved remarkable ways to cheat the cold. Some burrow deep beneath the snow, insulated from the worst of winter's wrath. Others produce glycerol, turning their bodies into living antifreeze. Though unseen and often overlooked, these tiny titans are the silent engineers of the Arctic. Their survival mechanisms, honed over millennia, ensure that life persists even in the darkest, coldest corners of the world. As the Arctic night stretches for months, the world above the snow transforms into a realm of endless twilight. Here, darkness is not empty. It is alive, painted with shimmering curtains of green and violet, the auroras. These celestial lights ripple silently across the sky, casting a ghostly glow over the frozen landscape. For Arctic animals, the polar night is more than a challenge of darkness. It is a cue for survival. The absence of sunlight triggers deep changes. Caribou slow their movements, conserving precious energy in the long, cold night. Lemmings and voles adjust their feeding cycles, relying on the faint glow of the auroras to navigate beneath the stars. Owls and foxes, their senses heightened, hunt by starlight and the dancing aurora, their eyes adapting to every subtle shift in the dim illumination. Seals rest on the ice, their pups hidden in snow dens, while the ever-watchful polar bear prowls under the aurora's ghostly shimmer, its white fur glowing faintly green in the ethereal light. Even beneath the snow, insects and tiny mammals sense the rhythm of the polar night. Some burrow deeper, others emerge briefly, their behaviors subtly guided by the shifting colors above. The auroras are more than a spectacle. They are a silent signal, woven into the instincts of Arctic life. In the heart of perpetual night, every creature listens, waits, and adapts, thriving beneath the most magical lights on Earth.